It's the first home game of 2024, and the TSI World Bees face their only game of the weekend as we welcome the Swindon Wildcats into town for the air quotes M4 derby. The Wildcats have had a massive run of form in the last 3 weeks, which started when the Link Centre reopened on the 16th of December and saw them play, I think it's 10 games in 2.5 weeks, isn't it, Tom?
Something like that. 9 in 16 days, I think. 9 in
60 days. Meanwhile, the Bees had a torrid run over Christmas, including heavy defeats to the Raiders, but bounced back with an impressive come-from-behind victory against the Bristol Pitbulls last week here in the hangar. And as we've already alluded to, I'm joined here tonight, as always, for Swindon Games by Tom Graham, Mr. Play-by-Play himself now.
Yeah, had a go at it against Telford at the Link the other week, but back in my kind of comfort zone. Let you do the hard work tonight, Joe.
Okay, back in the comfort zone. I'm here chatting with my friends, and I get to watch hockey. What's not to like about that?
Exactly.
Well, the Bees have their only game of the weekend. The Wildcats did, of course, play last night, beating the Raiders 7-3. The table following last night and other games looks as follows, and this is one where I made the mistake because, you know, I'm not perfect. Leeds and MK are tied at the top on 48 points. MK are actually first on goal difference. I forgot that. Yeah, I know. Send all your angry tweets to @NIHL Stats. Do that all you can. The Wildcats are in third. They jump back into third with that victory over the Raiders last night. Peterborough moved to fourth following their defeat to the Leeds United. The Bees currently sit in eighth. They were somewhat the big winners and losers of last night, with the Sheffield Steeldogs going down heavily 10-1 to Milton Keynes, with the Solway Sharks beating the Bristol Pitbulls at home at 6-4. And currently that game is already underway. Solway for Bristol in the second part of their double header, and the last I checked it was Solway 3, Bristol 2 in the second period, which means as it stands, Solway are actually jumped up into 8th place as we start tonight's game. Tom, the table is really starting to flush itself out. The top two are the top two. Yeah. Swindon chasing hard, but if anything, 5 games back at Leeds United maybe seems a gap too big to bridge at the moment, but obviously stranger things happen. And then the battle at the bottom where anyone from 7th to 11th are fighting for the 2 spots.
Yeah, I mean, those kind of 7th to 11th is a really intriguing battle. As you say, anyone could make it. It only takes a few, we've seen it with Solway, it only takes a kind of little bit of a run of form. They had a couple of wins over Hull over Christmas. They've had at least 1 win, potentially 2 against Bristol this weekend, and they could be up into those playoff spots for the first time this season. Obviously at the top of the table, it still looks a bit of a 2-horse race between Leeds and MK. Swindon, as you say, we're in there, we're pushing hard, but yeah, it's really interesting, and obviously, you know, you can't count out Peterborough and Hull for those top 4 spots either. There's a really big battle there, even if Swindon can't bridge the gap up to Milton Keynes and Leeds, between 3rd down to 5th or 6th place.
As we move on to tonight's game, the 2 teams line up as follows. Firstly, the TSI World Bees, who are beset with injuries and availability problems once more. They line up 2, Adam Rossbottom, 5, Ollie Nags, 6, Joe Baird, 9, Vanya Antonov, 19, Will Stead, 21, Marcel Balaz, 23, Dominic Gabai, 24, Dan Rose, 27, Josh Smith, 29, Gianni Vitali, 65, Harvey Stead, 73, Ed Bradley, 74, Liam Morris, 75, Brendan Baird, 91, Aidan Doughty, netminders 36, Brett Shepherd, and 44, Britton Priest, bench coach Bill Webb, not icing tonight, Harry Harkup, Ryan Webb, Josh Kelly and Stuart Mogg. And Tom, as I said, Bristol, it was a big bounce back, 40 minutes in the second, third period to get the win there. Once more, this Bees team has to dig deep against Swindon tonight, a team that they're usually quite good at home. Yeah. It's a case of they all have to band together and be the best team on the night.
Yeah, exactly that. You know, the Bees always make it difficult for Swindon in this building. It's not the easiest rink to come to. It's, you know, there's some unique dimensions to the ice surface in Slough, and Bristol, the Bristol game was a kind of I think a big turning point potentially for the Bees, and they need to now pick up the momentum from a really good 40-minute performance there and take that into tonight.
As we move on to our visitors, the Swindon Wildcats. We are aware that we're a bit behind tonight. They line up as follows: 3, Balint Pecosdy, 11, Chris Jones, 13, Sam Bullis, 16, Reed Sayers, 19, Aaron Nell, 21, Luke Johnson, 24, Tyler Plews, 26, Gail Llewellyn, 28, Stevie Whitfield, 61, Sam Godfrey, 71, Edgars Bebris, 72, Glenn Billings, 77, Josh Shaw, 89, Thomas Malasinski, 91, Colby Tower, netminders 30, Rennie Marr, 62, Tyler Perry, bench coach is Lee Richardson. Not icing tonight, Alfie Druitt, Dylan Lipsey, Russ Cowley and Jamie Smith. A big win last night. Aaron Nell took a slap shot to the face in the first period. He ices in a face cage tonight, which is going to be so off-putting for me and Tom up here, because I'm not used to it. But again, Tom, it was a big 2.5 weeks. The Cats have soared their way up the table once more. this is a case of we've got 2 points, we need to get another 2 to help get that gap close.
Yeah, exactly that. As you say, the results have been good. They won 6 out of 9 over Christmas and had an overtime loss to Leeds as well. Big win last night where the job was kind of done in the first period, a 5-0 first. Yeah, it's got to be another performance like that tonight.
Officials for this evening are referees are Mr. Adam Bicknell and Mr. Roy Hamilton, linesman Kenny George and Flynn Sitch-Cunningham. We'll just have the national anthem. Well, I rushed that one. Referee tonight, Mr. Adam Bicknell and Mr. Roy Hamilton. Linesman, Mr. Kenny George and Mr. Flynn Sitch-Cunningham. This is why we don't start late. And one additional scratch to the Wildcats line that I did forget to mention. There is no drumming allowed in the away section tonight, of course.
Of course.
I had to get it in. If I get it out of the way early, it's done.
Had to be done, yeah.
We can move on to enjoy the rest of our evening.
Yeah.
Starting them behind us this evening, firstly for the TSI World Bees, is Brithen Priest. He got the win on Sunday. He comes into tonight's game 11-14-2. An 881 save percentage, 4.28 goals against average in 1,542 minutes in the crease. And at the other end, for our visitors, the Swindon Wildcats, Rennie Marr gets the starting goal tonight. He also started last night's game with 39 saves out of 42 against the Raiders. He comes into tonight's game 18-7-2 on the year, an 879 save percentage, 3.77 goals against average in 1,528 minutes in the crease. And as is compulsory with every time he is in the building, I have to mention the fact that last year he scored in this building.
And we will never let him forget it.
No, and I will not let anyone forget it either, because it's a goalie goal.
Yeah, however they go in.
Well, goalie goal.
It counted.
Assisted Brendan Balcombe.
Okay, at the end of his career, the stats will say he scored, so there we go.
Yes. It's one more goal than I'll ever score in the national.
Same. We just talk about them.
Bees obviously in the all black and gold. Cats in the white with the red slash.
Yeah,
sash.
Red. It's a red slash. Stripe. It's a stripe.
Stripe. Yes, but if I say red stripe, you're just going to get thirsty. Referee Roy Hamilton calls them in. We are underway in the first period for tonight as Aaron Nell wins the opening puck drop. The Wildcats won the 2 games in pre-season and have already won the first 2 games of the league season this year. These 2 teams meet again on Saturday in the Link Centre, of course. Boaz up to Antonov, clears the zone. Manasinski able to fire the puck across to Nell. Bullis. Manasinski from the inboard. Cycled round to Bullis. He's met by Ed Bradley, who finally has his B shirt. Nell. Across the blue line, just out the zone, away from Beveris. Ed Bradley had the fun one last week, obviously scoring against the Pitbulls, celebrating like a loon, and Bristol refused to acknowledge his name on social media posts saying that he'd scored. It was rather funny. Ross Bottom gloves down the attempted clearance by the Wildcats. Finds Rose. Rose shot off the shoulder of Marr. Cats able to clear. Played ahead into the zone. Shot over the bar by Jones. Rose will take it away from Llewellyn. Llewellyn finishes to check on goodbye. It's going to be a theme for the evening, I feel. Jones once more. Sorry, Precossi, I should say. Over to Jones. Held up just down below us against the boards. Lags able to bring it away from the pack. And clears up to goodbye. Quite fires one across Marl's net. Jones is the first player there. Rossbottom stops Picosdi at his own blue line. Chips it ahead and lets both teams go for a change. Tinted pass up ice for the Wildcats. Finds way to Tower finally. Tries to go back to Billing. Has to go the long way around. Tower, hit from Joe Baird. Baird and Tower coming together. Icing is called. I must admit, purely from a selfish standpoint, I'm quite happy that we've changed from last week, because last week the Bees D pairs had Baird and Stead. It was
yeah, that's a bit. That's commentators curse that one. That's,
made it easier. You just say Baird. Which one?
Yeah. Just guess.
Guess. It works.
Well, yeah.
Face off to the right of Priest. Billy able to take it away from Vitali. Morris jumps in front of the pass from the Brit. Doughty chips it in. Morris will try and hit Luke Johnson, emphasis on try. That's the other way. Shaw with speed, cross goal, takes a couple of deflections. Priest with his leg pad down. Back behind their own net, the Wildcats go. Malasinski can't quite get on the end of that one. That one will be iced. We'll go the length of the way back. Tick over 3 minutes gone so far in the first.
Yeah, I think a case of both teams just sort of feeling the game out a little bit in the moment. There's not been an awful lot in terms of, well, any clear-cut chances really, and it's very much a case of two teams just starting to try and get into the game a bit.
It also feels like both teams have made changes to lines tonight and just see what works. Sambulis on the top line, we've seen it work for years before. It's the first time I've seen it this year.
It has been they've used it for the last couple of weeks. It has been there for the week last week. So Russ Cowley's been playing a bit of D. He's not playing tonight, but he's been playing a bit of D. Eddie Bedris was injured, Jamie Smith was injured, so that is a line that's been working recently for the Cats. But I think there's also the third line has taken a bit of a new shape tonight with Glenn Billing dropping down onto that line and going with Reed Sayers and Colby Tower by the look of it.
The Bees currently on a streak of, I've genuinely lost count, let's just say it's 20 games where they've had different lines for each one. Face off to the right of Mar, off another icing call. Is once again held on to by the linesman. Everyone loves that at the moment. Bees with a draw, back to Antonov. Cross ice to Bradley. Balaz able to collect it from down low. Tries to find Antonov, but it's good stick work there by Bebris to get it away from him. Bullis up the left-hand wall. Can't get away from Smith. Antonov with Balaz into the zone. Balaz snaps a shot on goal, block it away by Mar. Finds way down to Antonov. Antonov wrap-around chance. Again, off the pad of Mar this time. Cats trying to clear. Good forecheck from the Bees here, this one. Hitting the Wildcats in on this shift. Bradley can't go back as he's turned that one over. Malasinski into the zone, goes around Bradley. Wheels around the net. Two Bees with him. Bradley finally able to separate him from the puck. Antonov off the half-board. Clears the zone and the Bees change. Cats finally start the rush. Good stop on his blue line by Harvey Stead, where he then immediately gives the puck away to Gail Llewellyn. Llewellyn skates at Nags, takes a tumble. Rose will bring it up ice. Rossbottom up the right-hand side. Shot towards goal goes around the back of the net. Llewellyn can't clear it. Nags keeps it in the zone down low to goodbye. Two men with him. Can't find anyone in a black shirt. Picosdi, lovely no-look pass there for Picosdi. Cats break in, 2-on-1 chance. Puck across almost to Llewellyn. Priest able to just shovel it into the far corner. Rose, long stretch pass to Rossbottom. Can't get away from Godfrey on that one. Jones. Able to get it away from Rose this time. Let's go to Joe Baird. Beats center there once more. Billing, center ice. 2 minutes for slipping.
He got the pass away, it works, but I'm not sure it's what he intended.
No. Not the most gracious one you'll see all night. Joe Baird shot is blocked by Tower. Cats collect the loose puck. Long stretch pass finds his way to Tower. Tower has a habit of scoring in this rink and goes to the drop pass to Billing. Luckily it's wide of the net. Wilstead. Set Vitali on his way. Vitali shot from a tight angle. Mark kicks it out into danger, but no one there in a black shirt again. Cats break the other way once more this time. Shot this time by Tower. Off the stick of Bradley. Good football skills from the D-man to get it away. He'll go back and collect the stick. He's allowed to. It's not broken. Cats break into the zone. Malasinski tries to go for the shot. Thomas Malasinski! He's done that so many times through the years, and it's about the 4th time he's done it this season already here at the hangar. Rips one over the glove of Priest, pops the water bottle, and that's his 26th of the season.
Well, I think we had one similar last time we were here. He's been in fantastic form. We've seen him cut off the wing, just uses is that Ed Bradley there as a screen and snipes it over Priest. There's not a lot that the netminder can do with that kind of a shot. It's such a quick release.
It's one of those things, you go back to the game, the first league game here, and Malasinski did that to Brett Shepherd twice going over his near shoulder. Yeah. And you could just see it on the replay there. Priest has maybe cheated a little bit too far onto his blocker side, knowing that's coming. And a man like Thomas Malasinski can just fire it the other way.
He's certainly been, seems to be getting better with age almost, and there's a reason why Thomas Malasinski was once upon a time the captain of the Poland national team.
Malasinski from Nell and Clues is the Cats' first goal. These bees are called offside there.
It's a bit, I would say though, it's still a bit of a goal from nothing. That's the first, I would say, really clear-cut chance for either team of the game. The Bees had a couple down that end, which were kind of half chances. The Cats had a couple of plays across the crease, but no real kind of clear-cut shots. So that's the first kind of really clear-cut chance either team have had, and it's fallen to the guy that, from a Swindon perspective, you'd want it to fall to. Yeah,
it's the first real chance where someone's been able to find enough space to get a decent shot away. As Harvey said, dumps it in. Godfrey is there. He's got Morris for company. Big hit from Morris, who dumps Godfrey down to the ice. And that one is icing. I should ask, it's the first time on stream this year now that it's our first home stream, so obviously it's going to be a case of keeping an eye out for neck guards.
Yes.
Which is going to be a fun one.
Yes.
I could say this is someone who was at a game last night where there are some players who still aren't wearing them.
Tut, tut, tut.
Yeah.
Rules are meant to be broken, I guess, but probably that one's not the best one.
Yeah, not the best one. Pick and choose.
Yeah.
Cats win the draw. And break out the zone, Billing towards goal. Almost gloved into his own net by Priest that time. Sorry, I should just say it was Johnson.
So I made the same mistake last night.
Escaped the same way, that's the problem.
Yeah.
Shot from the blue line is blocked into the corner by Priest. Nags will bring it up ice. Skates away from Picosdi. Ollie Nags gets poke checked away this time by Johnson. Cats into the zone. Picosdi towards goal. Blocked. Nags able to knock it away from him this time. Morris finishes his check on the Hungarian. And Luele misses. Around the boards it goes. Cats keep it in. Towards goal. Glove down by Nags. Look to get the red line, hopefully. No, just fires it cross ice. Make sure there's enough on it for it to not be icing. Both teams change. Long stretch passes to no one from Bebris. Cats do get the puck back though. Whitfield with room to manoeuvre. Almost plays his way into trouble there, finds it off Sayers, against the icing call. Joe Baird is there. Nutmegs Josh Smith. Finds his way back to Smith. Tower keeps that one in this time. Loose pass is able to be cleared by Joe Baird. Turn over at centre ice once more. Cats break in again. Sayers, Wilstead blows a tyre this time. Almost takes the goal out in the process. Able to jump back ahead of it. And that one through the crease. Antonov up the right hand side, gets poke checked again this time by Beveris once more. Beveris fires to Nell, not quite on his taint. Wilstead collect loose puck. Malasinski pushes him aside. Whitfield blocked by Rossbottom. Bees seem to be getting in each other's way at the moment. Balaz into the zone, winds up, 3 white shirts around him, drops it off for Brendan Baird. Download Rossbottom. That's a lovely pass, and that's a lovely finish from Adam Rossbottom. The vision from Brendan Baird and the control from Adam Rossbottom to fire it over Rennie Maher's glove ties the game up. 9:47, and Rossbottom's 4th of the year.
Yeah, we'll see it here. Just like I say, the feed between the 3 Cats players to open up the space for Rossbottom, and he goes high over the glove of Maher. I was about to say, actually, we're 10 minutes into this game, and there's been really kind of 1 moment of real quality in a scrappy game. There's now been 2 moments of real quality in a scrappy game.
It's a lovely pass from Brendan
Yeah,
Baird.
that was a fantastic pass. It just opened up the defence, and Rossbottom finished up nicely.
There's been so many times this year, I know there's been so few Cats games, of just people just firing passes at each other. And sometimes you just need a little bit of patience with it, as Malasinski fires one off the outside of the post. He's then pass blocked by Rose. It falls to Bullis. He tries to go down low to Nell. That one saved off the blocker of Priest. Back to the blue line it comes. Shot is blocked high by Priest. That one for Plews from the blue line. Chipped ahead. Rossbottom from Brendan Baird and Balaz is the Bees' first goal of the night. That takes Marcel Balaz to 50 points on the season.
Clap everything.
Which I think makes him the 11th player to do it after Craig Peacock did it earlier today. It was Vitali up the right hand side. Malasinski loses his stick, takes the shot from the goal line essentially, and quite happy to watch that come off his shoulder. Goodbye. Tries to go back to Rossbottom. Johnson right there to intercept it. His clearance blocked by Vitali. Goodbye. Tries to find the American. Gianni Vitali in. That's off the post and in! Something from nothing. A turnover. And the American fires it in off the post. We'll wait and see on the replay on that one. 11:04. And Vitali gets his 9th of the season.
Yeah, it was just a really innocuous looking turnover from the Cats. It didn't really look like there was any danger, but again, a nice pass. Vitali finds space, and it's a really good finish.
It's so fast as well.
Just a quick release. Again, nothing that Maher can really do on that one.
Yeah, you can just see it hit the post and come off the inside of the net on the other side. Fair play to Aaron Bickman, who's perfectly positioned on that one.
No,
so quickly, it's 2-1, regardless of what the scoreboard here in the arena says.
Someone needs to press the right button.
I blame Steve.
Yeah.
He's with it once more. Doughty's tip on goal is saved by Maher. Doughty. Held up in the corner. Doughty away from Whitfield. Finds Vitali again. Nags. Tries to go across the blue line. Vitali from Goodbye, the Bees' 2nd goal of the night. As Morris turns that one over. More good work from Aidan Doughty there, being physical, getting away from Whitfield. Cats finally able to clear. Shaw up the right wing. Drop pass, no one picks up a trailing. Can't see who that is from here. It's Glenn Billing. It is Billing on this one. Back up to the blue line it comes. Across it comes to the side of Plews. Plews shot. That comes off the, I'm going to say back of tower. He kind of turned away from that one. Don't think he was expecting it. Beveris can't quite glove that one down. Gives the Bees opportunity to change up. I'm being passed a message from producer Nick which says there's an issue with the scoreboard displaying the number 2.
Well, it's working now.
Technology, it's a wonderful thing. Cat into the zone on the left-hand side. Malasinski again. At speed, drop pass to Nell. Good block by Will Stead on that one. Malasinski still with it. Wilstead able to jump in front of Nell once more. Tries to backhand it away. Smith leaves it for Balaz. He's able to get away from Malasinski. Balaz taking it on a lap of his own. Evades Plews, drops off to Antonov, not quite there. Wilstead picks up the loose puck, shot through traffic. Takes a deflection, goes up high into the netting. 6:58 to go in the first.
Yeah, I feel like the Bees have kind of got into this game in the last kind of 5-6 minutes. Obviously, they've got the 2 goals and they've put some pressure on. Yeah, it's certainly been a scrappy start. A scrappy start, and yet we've had 3 really well-taken goals in it.
3 really nice finishes and a fantastic forecheck for the last 5 minutes from the Bees, which has really somewhat shocked the Wildcats, which is something we haven't been able to say much this year. He comes his own this time. Jones, Bees want an offside, nothing doing. High stick catches Smith in the face. The penalty is called. Bees were 2 for 4 on the night. Admittedly, they were 2 garbage time power play goals, but they still count.
They still count on the stats. It's a big opportunity, though, for the Bees, given the situation in the game early on.
There's a shot from Gabai from the left hash mark, which worried Mar for a second, but he's able to cover it up. Bradley collects from behind his own net. Drops it off for Gabai. Fired across to Balance, which is a Vitali on that one. Goodbye. Around the back of the cage he goes. Finds Balaz. Back to Dom. Balaz. Vitali. Good work from Glenn Billing. He did trip there, but got back into it. Goodbye. Thinking about the slap shot. Finally finds the tip in front. Good save from Mar. Vitali with a stick on the ice there. Cats change. 1 minute left on the Jones minor. Priest fires it up ice, finds Vitali, cross ice to Balaz, collects, tries to avoid Nell, who's drop pass out the zone. Bees check up. Antonov away from Malasinski. Lovely jump from Flinsich, cutting him there to get out of the way. Beveridge takes a tumble, not kept in the blue line by Harvestead. 35 seconds left. Instead will go back behind his own net. Malasinski forcing him back there. Instead, somewhat playing himself into trouble there. Kills 10 seconds though. Instead, carries it from behind his own net over the Cats' blue line and runs into 2 white shirts. Nags tries to get away from Llewellyn. Bees seem quite happy to just let the last 10 seconds of this power play run out as Llewellyn gets the puck away from Harvey Stead. Cats back to full strength. Whitfield collects the puck, flips it into the corner. Billing is pushed aside by Josh Smith. Back into the neutral zone it goes. Cats ahead. Kenny George not quite as agile as Flynn. Plews steps it off the blue line. Shot flutters a bit, but it's gloved down by Priest. The rebound falls to Chris Jones and saved by Priest once more. Rose can only clear it to the blue line. Llewellyn, is it slidden across? That takes a deflection once more, I think, off the back of Bannock Picosdi. Goes wide. And Bees have a chance to break here with Morris. 3-on-2. Morris up the left-hand side. Shot from a tight angle. Morris straight on it. Penalty coming here on the Bees. Liam Morris, I think, is going to get called for holding. Into the zone. Shot is deflected. Priest will cover up. And it's 2 for roughing on Liam Morris is the call. 16:08. And the most deadly power play in the National League gets its first go of the evening.
Yes, yeah, I did see the stats earlier in the week that had the Wildcats top of the charts when it comes to power play efficiency this year.
But where did you see it, Tom? But where did you see it, Tom?
Did you see it? NIHL stats on WordPress.com.
See, he'll plug it.
I've done this before.
I'm talking to you, Jack and Charlie. Wildcats power play this year has 39 goals so far, including last night. 33.33%. The Bees' product kills give it up 27 at 74.04. And Thomas Malasinski is joint second in the league now for power play goals with 9. Nell to Tower, Malasinski. No one is moving Glenn Billing from the front of the net at the moment, which is a bit of a worry because Glenn Billing isn't exactly the biggest man in the world. Nell back to Tower. Tower on the backhand. That was off the post. It might have been off the blocker. Malasinski back at the blue line. It's so quick. Nell, that one's off the bar and out this time. Bees the other way. Britton Priest kisses the crossbar as is his custom. Bees keeping it in the cat zone. Balaz. Separated from the puck finally by Tower. 3 minutes left in the first. 109 on the Morris liner every week. Back to the blue line. Nell. Malasinski. Back to Nell at the blue line. Shot through traffic. Goes wide of the net. Priest can't cover it up at the first time of asking. Back to Malasinski on the back door. Britton Priest is all at sea. And the whistle goes as the goal has come off.
Well, a little bit of luck there for the Bees, the crossbar, and then the goal peg being their friend there for Britton Priest. But good last, to be fair, good last-ditch defence as well there from the Bees, and also some good forecheck in the offensive zone from Balaj and Antonov to keep probably 30 seconds of the Wildcats power play down the far end of the ice. You
can see why the Wildcats power play is so good. It's the speed they move at and it's the sheer depth of talent on that first unit as well. Second unit's not bad either, and it turns up with Reid Sayers, Gelawale and Ballant Picosdy, of course.
Indeed.
Joe Baird is able to get the puck away from Picosdy, who almost loses an edge and takes a tumble. 40 seconds left on Morris's penalty, 2.5 minutes left in the first. Puck at the right end of the ice if you're a Bees fan. Cats on the charge, 4 in a line. Sayers from behind the net. Back to Llewellyn. Finds Picosdy. Picosdy back to Llewellyn. Across the blue line it goes. Llewellyn return pass. Gabai able to jump ahead of that one as Llewellyn loses his footing. Gabai in on goal. Dom Gabai, short-hander! One momentary literal slip up from Gail Llewellyn. And the coach is in for his 24th of the year, 18-02.
Yeah, it's just a bit of a loose pass on the blue line, and it sets Gabai away. And you can see it coming the moment he walked through. He knew what he wanted to do, and again, it's another really good finish. There's been 4 goals on the night, and I don't think that you can say the netminders had a chance on any of the 4, really.
No, and even on some of the ones that hit posts and gone just wide, they haven't had a chance to. You said it with that Thomas Malasinski, give him a little bit of space. It's the one man you don't want. Dom Gabai, arguably the one man you didn't want bearing down on you on a breakaway either.
No, absolutely. He's such a clinical finisher.
Bees back to full strength. Marr will push it up ice to Malasinski. Turned over, Harvey Stead, Nags. Pass batted down by Nell. Nell into the zone. Also have one man to beat. Good block by Harvey Stead. Morris will get away from Nell. Stead. Dom Gabai short-handed, unassisted for the third. As the puck is iced with 1:20 to go in the first.
I think it's one of those that shows as well. It's the small margin in the game of hockey. Obviously, the Wildcats hit the bar earlier in that power play. They then make a mistake, and Dom Gabai punishes them. Here we go again on the replay.
Producer Nick's just trolling at this point. I must apologise.
No, it's fine. Walks in and goes high over the pad. It's a lovely finish from Gabai.
He's not used to scoring 3 in a period, you can tell. Face off right of Priest, won by Morris. Able to get it away from Billing. And Morris will dart up the right-hand side. Tower to beat. Big hit from Tower. Arm goes up. That one feels a little harsh. We'll see what the call is. Morris clearly has no issues with it either. 18:51 the time of the penalty. I didn't see a signal there, so we'll wait.
I suspect it's going to be boarding, but we'll have a look to see what it's going to be. Based on where they were on the ice, it was certainly a big hit by Tower.
Well, the referee's going to say it directly to the box, which is always helpful when you're trying to help Annika do the sweets.
We'll have to wait for the announcement then, because we didn't see a signal.
18:51 for wearing a white shirt.
It's 2 minutes on Colby Tower anyway.
It's 2 minutes anyway for Colby Tower, so we know it's nothing serious. And the Cats win the draw. Bees back on the power play. A fourth goal here would be almost on sanity. Bradley winds up goodbye. Mark sticks that away. Final minute of the first period. Cats with it. Turned over. Back to goodbye. He fires it down to Balaz. 2 for roughing is the call.
It's interesting. I mean, I would have potentially said boarding, maybe, but you know, it's two either way. It's 2 either way. So
yeah. 30 seconds to go in the period. Marcel Balaz leads the Bees up ice. Drop pass to Antonov. Scrappy and the Wildcats able to clear. Bradley holds on. 20 seconds. Bees look to set up one last rush to end the period. The important thing is not to give up a short-handed chance. Puck finds its way to Balaz into the zone. 13 seconds. Balaz away from Whitfield. Whitfield, good work there to get back ahead of it. Takes the puck away. Cats will look to clear. Malasinski punches that one up the ice. And that will do for the first 20 minutes. 20 minutes where the Wildcats came out of the blocks hot. Thomas Malasinski with his customary water bottle popper to start the night. Yep. But then 3 phenomenal finishes from the Bees, thanks to Gianni Vitali, Dom Gabai and Adam Rossbottom, gives the Bees a 3-1 lead after 20 minutes. And Tom, it's been a really good game.
Yeah, it has. The first 10 minutes I felt were a bit scrappy. They were kind of the two teams just sort of feeding each other out, but it's kind of really grown into the game. The Bees took their chances really well in that last 10 minutes of the period. You know, obviously 3 big goals there, particularly that short-hander on the power play. And yeah, it's been entertaining. And yeah, still a lot of hockey to be played in this one. And you know, the way things are going, it could be quite a high-scoring night.
Yeah, it could be not a fun night to be a netminder or a defender. We've got 40 more minutes, plus potentially overtime to go. We'll be back in 15 minutes with the stats from that period and the scores from elsewhere in the National League. Welcome back to the hangar as the officials step foot on the ice for the second period here in Slough this evening. Scores elsewhere in the league. It is currently the Solway Sharks 3, the Bristol Pitbulls 2. I believe that's in the third period, just about to end. And it's the Sheffield Steel Dogs 0, the Raiders 2. And Peterborough Phantoms 1, Leeds Knights 0. We haven't got a score from a hotel, but Tom will frantically look for that for me while we go through the stats from that first period. Shots on goal in the first period, there were 9 on Britton Priest, 12 on Rennie Marr in the Cats net. Tom signs over to me that it is 0-0 in Hull. The 3 penalties aside, and obviously 4 very, very nice goals. Adam Rossbottom, Gianni Vitali and Dom Gabai for the Bees. Thomas Malasinski for the Wildcats. And Tom, 52 seconds left of Colby Tower roughing Minor to kill for the Cats here at the start of the second. They're not out of this game by a long shot.
No, there's 40 minutes of hockey to be played. We've seen, you know, recent weeks games can turn around quickly. It's a big 52 seconds, obviously. If the Bees can capitalise on this power play, then 4-1 is not, again. There still wouldn't be. I don't think the Wildcats will be out of it at 4-1, but it becomes a much harder deficit. You have to start thinking about chasing the game, and yeah, you don't want to be in that situation. So it's a big 52 seconds for both teams, the Bees as well, obviously.
I always feel power plays that cross over the periods are somewhat unfair because you start at centre ice.
Yeah, it's harder. It's a lot harder for sure. You almost take a bit of time. You take 15 seconds to get set up in the zone.
Yeah, it's not so bad when it's, you know, a minute. Then you've kind of had your chance. But I think last week we had one, it was about 10 seconds from the end of the period. It was cool.
Yeah, those are never easy.
There's no time. Cats win the draw. Ed Bradley has to go back behind his own goal. This will kill even more time on that Tower Minor.
Exactly, we've lost nearly 15 seconds before the Bees have got the blue line.
And Vitali gets dispossessed by Bebris, who fires it up ice, and there it goes again. Priest will play it away from Jones. Dropped off now. Goodbye into the zone. Spins away from Whitfield, 15 seconds. Across to Bradley at the blue line. Trying to create a traffic jam in front. Goodbye. Slap shot, Dom Gabai! So it's not even Dom Gabai, it's Marcel Balaz! I got used to Gabai on the left wing, and it's the other Slovak. 20-42. And despite a slow setup, the Bees get their 4th of the evening.
Yeah, as you said, it took a bit of time to get in the zone, but just a nice move here. The Wildcats have kind of collapsed in front of the net, and Balaz uses Stevie Whitfield as a screen and just slaps it past Marr. I don't think Rennie Marr had much sight of that one. And yeah, well, we said it was a big 52 seconds for the Bees, and they've taken advantage of it.
one of those things is everyone was in a line. They kind of lined everyone up. No one picked up Marcel Bowers pinning off to the hash marks. And he had time to fire it past him. Whitfield, who was a phenomenal penalty killer, I feel we should say, Steve Whitfield. Didn't know whether or not to close him down or go for the block.
Yeah, well, you know, as good a penalty killer as Stevie Whitfield is, you can't get them right every time.
Cats will have to reset. They're not out of this game yet. We saw it here last week. The Pitbulls were 4-1 up. It didn't end well for them. Balaz from Antonov and goodbye. All I'm saying is that was definitely Ed Bradley.
Oh, it'll get changed, I'm sure.
Didn't last week. Last week, Elliot Lewis got a goal. He was sat on the bench eating jelly babies. And I would know, I gave him the jelly babies.
Those are the best sort of goals.
Nell tries to find Malasinski, but that one straight to Harvestead. That one's fired up off the netting. Face-off will be inside the zone. 1:41 to go. Or gone in the second even.
Yeah, it's a big spell now for Swindon. They've got to kind of settle down and try and get a footing back in this game. Obviously, the Bees have kind of taken control the end of the first period and the start of the second. So, yeah, it's big now for Swindon to try and settle down a little bit.
I think his chances will come, especially in this rank, massive O-zones. Llewellyn tries to find Bullis. It seems like there's been a line change here. I don't know if it's just the case of following the penalty kill, they haven't got reset back on the lines yet, or whether or not there has been a proper change-up. Because this line is now billing Llewellyn and Bullis.
Yeah, I guess we'll find out maybe, as you say, in a couple of minutes once we've had maybe a set of shifts and see how it works out.
Honestly, I feel like it might have been overthought because the lines weren't the problem for the Wildcats. It was just 3 very good goals.
Yeah, let's say that it could well be just a case of after the penalty kill, they've kind of got guys shorter shift and that sort of thing.
Whitfield able to glove that one down away from Morris. Held up in the neutral zone. Finally shoveled ahead by Doughty. Fired around the boards, not to Llewellyn, kept into the blue line. Vitali back to the blue line. Wilstead shot through traffic, tipped in front off the skate of Doughty into the glove of Marr. Just the tiniest little snick off his skate there. Marr with a great save.
Yeah, it's a good stop by Marr. Aidan Doughty is so effective around the front of that net. You know, he's a big body and he's so effective and physical in those kind of that goal crease and around the net. So you know, it's not easy to move, and he's got such good hand-eye coordination as well.
Good glove that, get him in the go acre threes.
Yeah, I need anyone who can catch, because I certainly can't.
Cats turn over again. That shot from Brennan Baird at the blue line is blocked immediately by Sayers. Bradley shovels it down low. Bebris turned over to Marcel Baz. Baz with nowhere to go. Puck off the netting. And that face-off will stay inside the Cat zone. This one's now Jones, Tower, Sayers. As the Bees win the draw, Smith down to Balaz. Solway Bristol now tied at 3 apiece. It's one of those games if you're a Bees fan you're looking at and going, I hope both teams lose.
Yeah, unfortunately it's not how it works.
A man can dream.
Yeah.
Bees from their own zone.
We all have dreams, some are smaller than others.
Smith. Shoveled ahead to Bradley. He tips it away from Bebris. Makes him play it from behind his own net. Cats once more. Sayers. Cross-ice pass to Colby Tower. Tower usually scores in this ring, so he's waiting for one. And that one is fired across to Chris Jones, who puts it 5-hole on Brithen Priest. 23-31. And this could be a long night for the men with the lights, as Chris Jones gets his 11th of the year.
Yeah, it's good speed off the wing from Tower. He's a good skater. He puts the puck in front, and it's just a nice little tip past Priest there. It's the Tower just there opens up, and Jones just tips it through the 5-hole. But we said the Wildcats needed to get a footing back in this game. That goal will give them a bit of confidence, hopefully a bit of momentum. And yeah, it was interesting to see how the Bees responded and how the Wildcats respond from that one.
We've seen that play a few times already in the first period, where the left wing
Yeah, Towers tried. I was going to say Towers tried it a couple of times himself.
The left wing forward has stopped or carried on.
Yeah, it's a play the Wildcats like.
The top line has gone back to what we expected. Malasinski, Nell, Prikosi. It's gone back to what we've seen already 4 times this year. Godfrey winds up, fires. That one takes a few deflections wide. Jones from Tower and Sayers is the Cats' second goal of the evening. As Johnson tries to lead the rush up ice, blocked by Rossbottom. And the Bees go offside off of, quite frankly, a horrendous toe drag by Dan Rose.
Yeah, he kind of hung down and Rossbottom out to dry just a little bit there. Rossbottom
with a great intercept, passes over to Dan Rose and then takes it back over the blue line.
Yeah, it happens. It happens. Just miscommunications happen. Happens to the best of us.
Face off will be just outside the Cats' zone. Bees win the draw thanks to Liam Morris. Shuffled ahead, given a Whitfield. Bebris. They will play it across to each other. Finally launching up ice. Icing waved off. No, called. One linesman waved it off, the other's called it. Gail Llewellyn doesn't like it and is off talking to the referee, so Sam Bullis now. Icing call stands.
I think the Wildcats are probably arguing there was a tip on the play. I think potentially the issue was there was a tip on the play, but it was a Wildcat who was still behind the red line who got the stick on it.
It's the only thing I can think of.
Yeah, I think that was what happened in that one.
Face off will be to Mars right. Kept in the blue line by Nags. Morris tries to make his way through 3 Wildcats. He's finally stopped by Sam Bullis. Billing fired out the zone. No one really wants it. The puck bounces all the way to Gail Llewellyn. Spinning round Morris. Llewellyn finally loses out on the puck. Bees the other way. Another pass off a skate, and that's turned over straight in front of Glenn Billing. Billing, who's already pantsed Chris and Priest many times this year, and Priest stands tall on that one.
Yeah, it's a good save from Griffin Priest. A poor bit of play from the Bees there to let Glenn Billing get the puck wide open. But yeah, Priest, he's a big goalie and he's athletic, and he's done well to stay with Billing there.
Well, I saw him do it at the Link Center just before Christmas on the one where everyone just left Griffin out to dry.
Yeah, it's a similar one there, but this time Griffin made the save.
Annika, I swear to God, if you've told Danny to announce it.
Announce what, Joe?
Nothing.
Okay.
Shot in front from Sayers. Fired over. Godfrey. Down the tower. Blown tired there for a Bees defenseman. Godfrey able to find Jones. Jones runs himself into trouble. 3 Bees around him. Bees break the other way. Balance. Cross to Antonov. Good stick lift there from Tyler Plews. Gets to get away from Antonov for a second. And again from Plews to get it away from Antonov again. Plews off the boards. Stopped. This time, again, another errant pass from the Bees. Counts back the other way. Or fall to Chris Jones. Got Joe Baird to beat. Spins away from the save veteran D-man. Back to Tower. That one is saved by Priest. Godfrey. Across the Plews once more. Plews through traffic. That one's off the plexi. Godfrey does well to keep that in the blue line. Tower just completely sends Joe Baird to a different dimension. Backdoor chance. Good save from Priest. And the Bees clear.
Just a few warning signs there for the Bees. Just a few too many open Wildcats around the net, and Priest has made a couple of big saves to keep this at 4-2.
It's getting really sloppy, which is something we couldn't say about the first period. Johnson from the blue line. That is blocked by Ballant Prikosi, unfortunately. That's another theme of the night for the Cats, is blocking their own shots. Prikosi tries to drop it off for Nell. Nell wasn't expecting it. Cleared up by Vanya Antonov on the blue line. Antonov working on it behind us. Whistle is blown at centre ice. And we're going back to centre, I believe. Oh, well, we've got the camera back. Apologies for that. It conked out for a few seconds. What did you touch, Nick? Nothing.
Oh, well. Yeah, so anyway, the Wildcats forgot about Antonov completely just for a moment and stepped up a bit too high, and it's a really good save by Rennie Marr. Kind of evening out the one that Griffin Priest made on Glenn Billing a few moments
We
earlier.
will hopefully have the behind the goal camera. Nick is practically working on getting you that replay. We'll bring it to you as soon as we can. If it caught it. We don't know what happened there. It might have been the Wi-Fi conked out for a second.
Technology is always our friend until it fails.
Pinned up against the penalty boxes. Bees can't quite clear. Malasinski tries to bring it down. Brings it into the zone. Cross the backboard to Nell. Morris jumps ahead of the pole on that one. Did you just punch your microphone?
Yeah, slightly. I had it unintentionally.
Picosdi over the blue line. 2 men to beat. Loses the puck. Brendan Baird will play the body on that one. Puck loose behind Bees' net. And finally cleared up ice. And Vitali can't quite get it under control and he goes offside, so he has to tag up. Whitfield quite happy to collect the loose puck. Fired up ice to Malasinski. Tries to put on a show. That one's kicked aside by Priest. Whitfield down low. Nell. Loses his footing. Bees the other way. Ross bottom. Debris to beat. Battle of the stupidly long sticks.
2 very tall, rangy men there.
Big hit thrown by Gallowelli on Brendan Baird there. A bit of frustration starting to set in. And offside is going to be called here, I think.
I think we're going to go all the way because the Wildcats were offside for quite a while there. I think
no one.
Glenn Billing didn't quite realise, I don't think, that the Buelle was still offside. So by the time that the Buelle had come back in,
Billing had already
Billing
gone
was
again.
already after.
I always feel sorry for when they hear that. It's a case of, you know, if you don't hear the call.
Yeah, exactly.
Rules are the rules and all that.
Yeah, exactly.
It's always nice to see that, you know, they don't get in too much trouble for it. Mainly changing position on the ice, of course.
Yeah.
Face off won by Glenn Billing anyway. Plumes collects the loose puck, fired off the boards, kept in. Adam Rossbottom wide open. Plumes goes over to play in. Puck still firmly on Dom Gabai's stick. Rose able to get it away from Billing. Good poke out from Billing, sets Shaw away, and Josh Shaw will skate at Ollie Nangs at speed. Dumps it into the opposite corner. Scrappy in front again. Another attempted hit, shall we say, and a penalty called.
An elbow's called.
Elbowing has been called.
Not sure who on.
It's always good when everyone looks around in somewhat confusion, but elbowing has been called at 28-27, and it looks like it's Harvey Stead. Harvey Stead is somewhat bemused.
I think he's as confused as the rest was on that one.
2 for elbowing at 28-27.
The Wildcats power play will get to go to work for the second time tonight.
Yeah. It's a hard job.
Yeah.
Cats
No,
win
I certainly wouldn't want to do it.
No. Mainly because neither of us could skate.
No, I don't know if us could skate, and it's easy for us to sit here and say we're not sure, having got a nice bird's eye view of an ice and a camera.
Yes, and also half a mile away from where it happened. Cats from their own end. Tower, again this high-powered first power play unit for the Cats. Not quite able to string 2 passes together at the moment. And
Yeah,
once again, that one's a bit
sloppy.
wild as
A
well.
bit sloppy there to start off. Now it's maybe settle it down.
Finally, we get into the zone. Already 35 seconds ago. Malasinski tries to go back door to Billing. But finds his way to Jones. Billing fires around the boards back to Malasinski. Aaron Nell patrolling the blue line as always. I've seen him do it for a decade now.
Yeah.
Nell winds up, fires. That one is wide. The radar dripping further away. That one is a penalty.
I think there's going to be some reaction to that one as well. I think
that one was a penalty. That one, I will be shocked if it's not boarding. 29-28 time of the penalty. It will be 5-on-3 for a minute exactly. Didn't see who it was.
I think it might have been
Looks like, is it Joe Baird?
Joe Baird, yeah.
Yeah, Joe Baird will sit 2 minutes for, well, something.
Yeah, I assume it's going to be boarding.
Well, the referees are having a conversation here. We haven't seen a signal.
Work out what it's going to be.
Jones has jumped up and is on the ice. I feel we should say that.
Which is always a good sign.
Yeah.
It's always a good sign. I think it's going to be a 2-minute boarding call, but we'll see. certainly doesn't seem to be anything further going
It's
on.
5.
5.
5 has gone on the clock for Joe Baird
Well.
at 29-28. So the Cats wanted a way back in this game, and they've just got it.
It felt an unnecessary penalty to take, and even more so a 5-minute penalty. 5 for boarding.
5 for boarding. That has gone down as well as you'd expect with the Bees fans. So the Cats have nothing but time for the next, 5 minutes. 1 minute with 5 on 3.
A big 5 minutes in this game. This is similar to what the situation that the Cats were in the other way around against Telford the other week, when they took a 5-minute penalty, Gail Lewele.
And even the game against the Bees as well, Malasinski ejection.
Yeah, well, exactly. So it's a big moment, a big few minutes now for the Bees with this 4-2 lead.
Cats endlessly cycling around trying to close the box down. Backdoor chance. How have they missed that one? I'm not quite sure who that was on the back door. It looks like it might be Josh Shaw.
No, I think it's Nell.
It is Nell.
It's Nell with the cage.
It comes back to Aaron Nell and he fires it back to Brendan Baird rather helpfully.
Yeah, just couldn't quite get his stick around the puck on that one, I think.
Face cage is really throwing me off.
Yeah.
Luele back to Nell. Now I know it's him.
Just be glad that the 4 players have not got icing the 3 under-18s and Russ Cowley who wears the cage, because otherwise it would be a nightmare.
Luele shot, save Priest. Bees back to get back to 4 with Harvey Stead coming out of the box. Another tumble taken out for the hit of Bradley. Bees back to 4. The man comes out of the box. Priest is all at sea and all the limbs. And another big save for Priest. A second chance. That one's wide for the Cats and Chris Jones. The Bees will be looking to calm everything down for a minute. They need just to launch this up ice. That's another shot. This one's off the mask of Priest. And the Bees will get the break they needed. 3:46 left on the Baird Major.
I mean, so Jones fires it in. It's a great block there by, I think, it's Ed Bradley at the back stick. I think that's a goal if he's not there, because Priest was down. It's last-ditch defence here from the Bees, but they're having to do it, and they've got another 3:46 on this penalty kill.
Well, a somewhat fortunate shot to the mask means the Bees can change PK units.
They get the big win on the draw as well.
Back to Bebris. Cats have also changed their second unit as well, given the fact they've still got 3.5 minutes. Attempts to pass to Johnson, Matt over stick, they're able to get there. So the Bees staying down low. Behind net, back to Bebris. Lose it for a second. Johnson, round it goes. Bebris again, Johnson winds up across the tower, shot. That one not his best of the night. That one's saved by Priest. Cats unable to get on the end of that one. It's cleared back to the blue line. Bebris. Shot takes a deflection wider than net this time. Bees try and clear, and they will get it away thanks to Gianni Vitali. 2:50 left on the Baird Major as Bebris takes it up ice. Sayers away from Antonov. Take it around the back of the net. Tries to find Luele. Back to Nell. Nell shot deflected wide again. Wilstead jumps on the play first and just gets it over the blue line. Cats looking to get their top power play unit back out. Now all 5 of them are back on the ice. Bees able to get one change in with Brendan Baird jumping off the bench. Gail shot blocked by Harvey Stead. Puck finds its way to Vanya Antonov. Antonov will go on his own, look to kill a bit of time. Finds Morris. He's quite happy to play it in the corner and try and hold on for almost 1 second. Luele into the B zone. 2 minutes left on the Baird Major. Shot in front, blocked again by the Bees. Malasinski down the Nell. Billing with a chance in front. That one's fired over the crossbar. Luele backdoor chance. Aaron Nell, that one's over. He looked like he was about to celebrate and wheel away. Antonov tries to get round.
He almost took out Gil Luele behind the net as well. He had to get out of the way of that one.
Jones attempted clearance. Bees able to knock it behind the goal. They will try and change 2 at least. Myron was net to play it. Gives it away to Marcel Balaz. Balaz with nobody with him. He'll just try and hold on for a few seconds. Round the ball as it goes. Comes off the advertising hoarding and bounces back to Vanya Antonov.
Sense a bit of frustration now from the Wildcats power play. They've created a fair number of chances on this, but a combination of some really good blocking and last-ditch defending and some decent saves from Priest have, you know, kept the Bees with this 4-2 lead.
Not forgetting some quite awful radar shots tonight.
Yeah.
It's a long stretch past to Nell, carries it into the Bees zone. Just under a minute left on the major. Malasinski, great diving poke check there. I think that's Dan Rose. He gets out of the zone, and that one is offside. And as Tom says, frustration starting to show with this top unit for the Cats.
Yeah, and you can't say it's for lack of trying or lack
Here's
of
some of the pre-saves there. That one's off the side of the cage. That's another clearance.
Again, that's, you know, inches away from Reed Sayer's stick and that one. And, you know, it's not for lack of trying from this Wildcats power play, but the Bees have been, you know, phenomenally getting in the way of pucks and getting in the way of passes and doing what they've had to do to keep this down, and they've got 46 seconds left.
How many times have we said it this year already? Sometimes you just need luck. And so far, luck has been the Bees' side tonight, but there's still, well, 26 minutes and change left in the game. Bebris, big hit, not really delivered by Dan Rose. Back to Bebris, shot through traffic is blocked, 25 seconds left in the Baird major.
Should kill the penalty now.
Rose will chip it ahead, Goodbye will give chase on Bebris, and just look to pin it, no. Bebris able to find Malasinski, Goodbye will skate to the bench, and that lets Vitali back out the box, or back off the bench. Malasinski into the zone, weaving his way through traffic, drop pass, Tower, that one off the stick and into the netting. 8 seconds left on the Baird major, and it's almost job done.
Yeah. Well,
you can't. A for effort for Dan there.
A for effort.
C minus for execution.
Okay. See me later. I think after class on the report card on that one for the execution. One of those things. The guy, I think it was Tower, coming in at speed and just.
It's the old Bart Simpson cake. At least you tried.
Yeah, it happens.
Bees win the draw, knocked loose, bouncing puck in front. Back to Godfrey at the blue line. He'll try and fire for traffic. No, he won't. Drop past the Blues. Another shot in front, covered up by Priest just as the penalty expires, and the Bees return to 5.
Yeah, well, in the end, a very, very good kill, a very, very important kill for the Bees there. We said that was big for both teams with, you know, a 2-goal game, having to kill effectively 6 minutes of power play there.
And it's a penalty kill that even producer Nick approves of, and that's difficult. 2 years, I haven't done that. Shot towards goal once again, saved by Priest. Rebound, and Priest sort of throws himself Superman dive-esque at it to stop it. Cycle around to Godfrey. Godfrey's shot is horrendously wide.
Yeah.
I can say that one without it being biased. It almost hit the indoor golf advertising order.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm not sure that would have gone in if there had been 2 goals lined up next to each other.
Cats with it. Finally turned over. Bees try and break. Misplayed by Godfrey as it goes between his skates. Godfrey finds Plews. He fans on that pass. Doughty goes the wrong side of the net for Vitali, but it still finds a way over to Marcel Ballas. Downloaded Doughty once more. Plews with good defensive work to get away from Doughty. Ballas tries to fire it cross ice to Wolstead. Good block from Vitali. Jones being escorted back towards his own net, finds Godfrey. 4.5 minutes left in the second. Tower carries into the zone, but is dispossessed by Baird. Beats with it once more. They're now taken it away by Jones. Good stop at the blue line by Antonov. He finds Peaceward. Back check up for the offside. Smith fired into the corner. Antonov won't get there ahead of Plews. And Blues, unfortunately, will ice it the whole way, so it'll come back with 4:02 left.
Yeah, that's a good shift for the Bees. They needed that. I think even after the end of the power play, you could tell there were a few tired legs out there from the Bees, having had a long kill, and the Cats had some more offensive zone pressure. So that's a big shift just to keep the Cats back in the zone and get the icing, and get some fresh legs out on the ice. Try and get a bit more control and settle the game down again. Face
off left of Rennie Marr. Rose wins the draw, but it's dispossessed by Jones. He finds Plews. The Cats kind of look for a change. Sayers carries it in ahead of Brendan Baird. Spins away from Bradley. 3 men off the bench. And Sayers goes to none of them. Cosdy doesn't give up on that one. He's able to get away from Brendan Baird. Back to Plews. Away from Rose. Cosdy. Whitfield across to Malasinski. He toe drag round one, drop past to Plews. Plews with the shot, saving Priest. Rebound loose in front, in the crease, and the Cats tap it home for an easy third. I think that's Aaron Nell at 36-31. He gets his 22nd of the season.
It's a lovely play from Malasinski just to set it up as he just toe drags around the blue line. Plews, plenty of time, gets a shot away. Priest with a rebound, but it's right out in front and just gets between the two BSD men, unfortunately for Priest. And now just shoveling it in on the top of the crease. I'm
going to say this though, Aaron Nell has absolutely stolen that from Plews.
Yeah, I think he may have been going in, but you've got to make sure. You've got to make sure. You know, the amount. I think his argument will be the amount of close ones we've had in this period. I needed to make sure on that one.
You don't get as many goals as he has in his career without stealing a few off people.
Exactly. I was going to say, I don't know how many he's on now, but it's a lot. Several hundred, that's for sure.
Love you, Aaron. Beveridge plays to the head. Harvestead will collect the loose back. Aaron Nail, apparently. Beveridge up to Nell. Nell from Plews and Malasinski is the third goal, I should say.
If you ask the Swindon advertiser, it's Alan Neal.
That's a big hit delivered on Morris, and the arm is up. Balin Pekosdi with a very reckless hit from him, and that one is called boarding as well at 37 exactly.
It'd be interesting if this one is 2 or 5 after the Baird one, won't it?
Well, I think that's the case. I've literally just watched Will Stead on the Bees bench say that should be 5.
Yeah. Well, it was a similar hit for sure on that one. We'll find out in a second. Yeah, I was going to say, if you believe the Swindon advertiser, it was Alan Neal, actually.
Alan Neal. So that Alan Neal and Aaron Nail. Yeah. So Pekosdi takes a seat. The Bees argue against Dom Kabay and Aidan Doughty, both there saying it should be 5.
They
want 5.
I can understand why as well.
Yeah.
It was a very, very similar looking hit to the Baird one. I think it must.
Gonna wait and see. There's nothing on the clock at the moment. 37 minutes
it's
exactly. It's 2 for Pekosdi.
I would be
By the way, it feels fair.
Yeah.
Back to the blue line. Bees will have another go on the power play. Shot through traffic, tipped in front, loose as Mark makes a save off the Antonov tip. And Llewellyn gets it away from Balaz.
Yeah. Good work from Llewellyn there just to make the play.
Llewellyn at speed, takes Marcel Balaz's stick with him. Didn't like the fact that he had Balaz's stick under his arm. Antonov up the left wing. Drop pass, Antonov takes a hit off the end of that. Balaz winds up, fire shot blocked. Antonov jumps up, great stop there by Stevie Whitfield. We said he's a great penalty killer. Yeah. And that's why.
Good combination of Whitfield and Llewellyn there with 2 big plays.
Vitali finds Balaz. Beveridge stops him there. Dispossessed this time by Billing. Slows it down, shot towards goal. Priest pushes it aside. 2 minutes to go in the period. 1 minute left on the Pekosdi minor. Bees ahead once more. Long cross-ice pass fired across the goal by Vitali and wide. Antonov over to Harvey Stead. He finds Vitali. Tries to go through Chris Jones and can't. Step round him this time. Vitali straight into the glove of Rennie Marr. Hold the pose, why don't you, Rennie, on that one?
Make sure you don't drop the puck is the important thing on that one. Just stay there until you know for sure there's a whistle.
39 seconds left on the minor. You want 38 in the second period. I do love when the linesmen don't drop the puck. It's my favourite thing in hockey. It's what I'm here for every night. Bees win the draw.
Yeah, face off.
Morris wheels round, shot, glove by Marr, gets it at the second time of asking.
Again, Aidan Doughty in the kind of that area around the front of the net is so dangerous on these power plays, and you know he was there sniffing around for a rebound there, and Marr reacted quickly to get on the puck, on top of the puck.
He made a habit of that in Basingstoke.
Yeah. He's one of the best power play goal scorers in the National League the last couple of years in Basingstoke.
I think he had almost 20 in 2 years in Basingstoke. Back to Morris. Doughty tries to help it down to Rose. Rose pins the ball by Blues, finds his way back to Morris at the blue line. Across it goes, shot towards goal. That one goes through Marr and out the other side. Tip in front from Doughty. Cats about to return to full strength. Another shot towards goal. That one's off the bouncy backboards. Bees don't know what to do with it. Morris, shot through traffic, fanned on. Nell gets dispossessed by Morris. Good work once more. And Cats return to full strength as we enter the final minute. Godfrey has an opportunity, long stretch pass to Pekosny. 2-on-2 for the Cats. Pekosny drops it off for Malasinski. Malasinski, tie game!
Wow, there was a ping on that one. I think we know where he put that shot.
We've seen it 3 times last time, twice tonight, and Thomas Malasinski fires a laser over the shoulder of Priest again, 39-12.
Just a little drop pass from Pekosny. Malasinski just holds up, and that release right in the top corner. We keep saying it. There's not a lot that Griffin Priest can do with that kind of a shot.
Griffin Priest, Brett Shepherd, Sam Gospel, doesn't really matter. He's firing it top bins.
Yeah.
Goal 27 on the year for Thomas Malasinski, 39-12. Bees win the draw. Antonov wheels round, dispossessed by Whitfield, able to collect it, loses it again this time. Penalty called. Gail Llewellyn called for hooking. Answers on a postcard, please.
Yeah, well, I think it's hard to say. You know, at the end of the day, I think there is genuine case for a hook on that one. I think he did slow up the Bees player as he was trying to exit the zone. So I don't think there's too much arguing from the Cats on that penalty.
39-22 the time of the penalty on Llewellyn. 2 for hooking is the call. Bees immediately jump back on the power play. They had a few chances there, but they've got 38 seconds to try and get back into it. Back to Goodbye. Shot from the blue line, sits to front, Mar saves. Antonov can't get there ahead of guess who? Stevie Whitfield again. Balaz, no look pass, straight to Mar.
Stevie Whitfield is just, you've said it, you know, he's an excellent penalty killer. He's just so quick with the stick in those situations, just to make sure that you can knock the puck away when it does come off out the rebounds. It's
something you don't see often anymore with D-men in particular, of just quite literally throwing himself in front of it.
Yeah, he's an old school player in that respect.
Piece in the draw, back to the blue line again. Bradley down low, Antonov, slap pass, Balaz! That was coming on the last power play. This time it works, and the Bees are back in front as Marcel Balaz gets his 22nd of the season. 39-43.
That was a lovely piece of quick puck movement here from the Bees. Moves over the little slap pass. Balaz wide open, and he puts it away on the one-timer.
Again, no one picks up Marcel Balaz, just peeling away back door.
Yeah, the Vanya Antonov slap pass there was just an outstanding bit of play to open up the space for Balaz to finish off.
You said it was a night you didn't want to be a D-man or a goalie. We're at 9 goals already, and another rare face-off. Bees win the draw, pushed ahead behind the Wildcats net. Godfrey. Across the clues. Malasinski helps it on its way, and that will do it for the end of the second period. A second period that has seen 5 goals, and all of a sudden, well, if you're a goalie, you're having nightmares as it's 5-4 through 40 minutes. The Bees open the scoring in the period with a power play marker from, I've even forgotten who it was now.
Balaz.
Was it Balaz? It might have been Balaz again.
I think they were both
Yeah,
Balaz.
it was Marcel Balaz. Marcel Balaz also ends the period with a second power play goal. There you go, Patrician's handing me the notes because he's actually competent and I'm not. And the Cats the other way with goals from Chris Jones, Aaron Nell and Thomas Malasinski firing another laser into the top corner of the Bees net. 5-4 after 40 minutes. Tom, I remember almost, 8 years ago now, we were at the, I was at the Link Centre, you weren't, for a night where a game finished 8-7 between these two teams in a shootout.
Yeah.
This game feels like it could end in similar fashion.
Yeah, there's certainly plenty of offensive talent on show tonight. It's been a tough night for the netminders. You can't really blame the netminders on this as well, because they've been really good finishers.
And they've made some really good saves on shots
they
they haven't.
have.
It's a night for forwards.
Not a good night for the netminding stats.
No. Sorry in advance, guys. They're going to take a hit this weekend. It's 5-4 after 40 minutes. We'll be back here with the third and possibly final period in about 15 minutes' time. Welcome back to what is a defence here in Slough tonight. It's after 40 minutes of play. It's TSI World Bees 5, Swindon Wildcats 4. Elsewhere in the league, final score, Solway Sharks 5, Bristol Pitbulls 3. That moves Solway into the playoff spots for the first time this season for possibly half an hour, 40 minutes?
Well, minimum half an hour,
minimum half an hour. Elsewhere, it's currently Sheffield Steel Dogs 2, Raiders 4. The Steel Dogs slide down the table. It just keeps getting worse. And You hate to see it, but someone had to, unfortunately. It's Hull 0, Telford 0, so they've got the exact opposite problem that we do. And it's currently Peterborough 1, Leeds 1. Both those last two games are in the second period. Here it's 5-4, shots on goal for the second period. There were 18 on Britton Brees. I'm going to venture at least 10 of those are on the 6-minute penalty kill.
I was going to say, yeah, I think so.
And 9 on Rennie Martin, the Cats net. Marcel Balaz with 2 power play markers for the Bees. Cats goals coming from Chris Jones, Aaron Nell, and the customary laser beam from Thomas Malasinski. And then, yeah, the cases of 2 boarding calls. A 5-minute on Joe Baird, 2 for Ballant Picosdi. The sense I got from talking to people around the rink is they feel both those calls were fair for what they were. The argument, obviously, of course, is the Gail Llewellyn hooking penalty at the end, where from the almost a dozen people I've spoken to all went, there was a hook there.
I don't know, it's hard to tell. My sense, because it's below us, so it wasn't the best, we don't have the best angle of that, is there was a little bit of maybe he slowed him up slightly. Whether it's enough to call a penalty, I don't know. The referee thought it was.
No,
I'm not going to argue it.
You're trying your hardest not to be biased on
I'm not
this.
going to be biased. I'm not going to be biased.
Hi, Bristol fans.
Yeah.
As the Wildcats take to the ice for the third and possibly final period. And Britton Priest leads out the Bees. 6-minute power play aside there for the Cats. That felt, again, a really even period where the Bees dominated at the start of the period and at the end. But then the middle 10 minutes was solely the Wildcats' possession.
Yeah, obviously, as you say, there were 6 minutes of penalty killing for the Bees in that, but also I think the Wildcats did, particularly after that Chris Jones goal, they settled into the game again, and they obviously got the big goal from Malazinski at the end of the period, then immediately take a penalty, give up a goal the other way. And not something that Aaron will be delighted with, but it happens. But a 1-goal game going into the third, you know, it's either team, or both teams will think they've got a chance in this one now.
Both teams still in this, with 20 minutes plus to go as referee Roy Hamilton calls them in, and we are underway for the third period. Marcel Balaz winning the opening puck draw. Be interesting to see how both teams approach the start of this. Icing waved off, Aaron Nell incredulous there. Big hit delivered there as well. Antonov tries to spin away from Bebris. Puck taken away by Whitfield. Malasinski. Cross-ice pass, almost finds away to Nell, stuck under Smith's feet. Able to clear it. Antonov able to get away from Antonov. He's in a foot race now with only Bebris to beat. No one for company really. Stops. Waits for help. Bebris, good poke check to get that out of the zone. The Bees will check up and go for a change. Rossbottom tries to play the pass through the neutral zone. Is stopped by Sayers. Turned over once more though. Wildcats recover. Bradley will just fire that one in.
Not the first time this evening Eddie Bebris' enormous wingspan comes into use there for the Wildcats.
There's a reason he's Eddie the Eagle. It's not because he's a very good ski jumper.
It does come from that film though.
Bebris up the left-hand side, fired across the net. Sayers tries to return it into the danger zone. It's blocked by Rose and he shovels it away. Godfrey leaves it for Tower. And that's the one thing that's missing tonight is a Colby Tower goal. Hopefully that's commentator's curse. Stead away from Jones, finds Gabai. Stretch pass blocked by Sayers, but still finds his way up to Vitali, who, well, falls over. Let's just call it what it is on that one. Cat's the other way again. Sayers shoveled across to Jones. Harvey loses a stick. Back up to the Billing. Tries to find 2 white shirts. Finally falls to Billing. Instead, able to pick a stick back up. Again, not broken, so he's allowed to do it. Nags away from Billing. Vitali. Up the right-hand side, can't get around Godfrey. Cats up ice, Llewellyn not able to get that under control. Foot race between him and Joe Baird, only one winner, let's face it. Llewellyn away from Baird. Finds Godfrey, Godfrey shot from a tight angle is saved by Priest. Billing able to get that away from Morris. Back to the blue line it goes. Johnson looking for that backdoor chance again, but he's still not picking that one up. Godfrey's dispossessed. Morris able to just flip that high enough to get it over the blue line. Morris maybe misplayed the pass there. There was a chance for a breakout. Instead he goes back to Wolstead. He finds, I was going to say Vitali, it is Vitali. Fires it around the boards. Antonov meets Malasinski there. Pole able to get away. Here's the clearance off the bouncy sideboards. Finds Balaz. He's dispossessed again by Malasinski. And here we go, off to the races. We've seen it twice tonight. Thomas Malasinski! Save from Britton Priest. Malasinski wants a penalty there on that one. I can understand why. I can also understand why it wasn't called. He did get the shot away.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think it would have been a harsh penalty if they called something there.
Malasinski, lovely drop pass almost to Nell. It's just behind him. Bradley. To Rose. Leaves it for Smith. Smith loses the handle on it for a second. Flips it behind the goal. Rose collects. Dispossessed by Bebris. Attempted clearance stopped by Ross Bottom. It does bounce away into the neutral ice. Bees into the zone. Goodbye. Step round Johnson. Tries to go back to the goal line. A lot of grabbing and holding going on at the start of this third period. Rose ever getting a long way from Jones. He'll turn and go through the centre ice. Dropped off for Goodbye. His shot saved by Mark. Covers up the second time of asking. 4.5 minutes gone so far in the third.
Yeah, solid start, I think, for both teams in that period. There's the replay of Vitali tripping over the blue line, as it were. It happens. We've seen it happen to many a player before over the years.
It's happened a lot tonight.
Yeah,
as well.
It has. I don't know why. I don't know if it's something with the ice, but yeah, some bobbles on the ice. But yeah, it's been a solid enough start to the period for both teams. Still, obviously, going to be a close game all the way to the end. It feels.
Cats win the draw. Shaw at the blue line leaves it for Llewellyn. Stick on his way around Morris. Wheels back round, tries to go for the shot. Priest able to see it the whole way. The lane opened up for Britton Priest to see it the entire length of the way. You can just see it here on the replay. Good work from Llewellyn, but
yeah, good work from the Bees to keep the net front clear on that one. Not make sure there's no screen. And yeah, if he sees those, he's going to save them.
Away with one there. Morris wins the face-off. Back to Harvey Stead. He's able to clear. Stop. Cats the other way. Billing, cross goal, kicked offside by Priest. Plews gets around Nags. Plews goes to the wraparound, drops it off the shore. Back to Plews. No one in a white shirt able to get it. Lots of players taking a tumble as Downton clears the zone. Vitali in a foot race to get around Godfrey. Marr has to come out and just gets it away from Vitali.
Good hustle there from Vitali just to put the pressure on Marr and force the Wildcats into, back into their end. Yeah, I'm not sure Tyler Plews has ever tried a wraparound before, so that was new.
It would have been worse if he went for the Michigan.
Yeah.
Malasinski. Well, big miss from Joe Baird, shall we say that. Kept in the blue line, shot blocked by Balaz, falls to Whitfield. Deflection, that one takes a bobble high over the net. Back to Malasinski, behind the goal. Pass into the slot, shot from Pekosny, Neller's the screen and Priest able to reach around it.
Yeah, another good stop from Priest. That time the Wildcats did get a body in front. Obviously Aaron Nell was there in front of the net, but we'll see here the shot from Pekosny through Nell, but Priest does well to watch around it and just keep his up, get the glove out.
Face off to Priest's right. Don't you just love it? Face off one by the Cats. Malasinski down low. Pekosny off the skate out the other side. Antonov will be there for the loose puck. Gets over centre ice. Almost makes the entire Bees team go offside. Drop past to Balaz. He fires it across. Backdoor chance. Open goal. Rennie Marr throws himself across it. And it's either brilliant from Rennie Marr to save it or it's a horrendous shot. We'll find out on the replay.
Desperation here from Rennie Marr, the goal just opening up here.
I'm going to say that's a horrendous shot by Wolstead.
I think Wolstead's reaction was certainly frustration there rather than, oh, I've been robbed.
Yes.
I think it was, oops, I've made a mess of that.
Yes.
with maybe a few other words, and then I'm not allowed to say on stream.
I may have missed an empty net chance.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Yeah, it's a big moment of danger there for the Wildcats. They just far too easily collapsed in and left the whole side of the zone.
Becosley into the zone, Stickley from Ross bottom. Turns it over, and that one is passed straight back to Becosley. Luckily for the Bees, Aaron Nell was down by the hash marks, so he has to tag up. Bees can kill a few seconds as Bradley carries it in the centre ice. Pushed off the puck by Tower. Luckily, Brendan Baird is there. Bees into the zone, shot on goal. Block it away by Marr. Goodbye, prevents the breakout from Sayers. Drop pass to Ross bottom, poked away. Bradley towards goal, fired wide. Brendan Baird is hauled down. Coming together there between two players. Tower wheels back round, finds Sayers, tries to step round Brendan Baird. That's no easy feat. Tower fires it across the blue line. Tries to go back to Tower. Priest will cover up. Morris helps Tower from finding the breaks. It feels, especially this celebrity, there's been a lot of grabbing.
Yeah, yeah, it's been a lot of kind of grabbing and clutching, and a sense of referees that are going to let them play. It's a tight third period. Yeah, not been the prettiest so far, but
No.
I think that's going to be the nature of a one-goal game between.
Yeah, you don't want to let a player get away or find a pocket of space, especially with the talent on the ice for both teams, as Palooza's shot off the stick of Bullis goes through the crease. Bullis can't get away from Morris. Nags tries to clear, blocked by Billing. Billing pins the balls by Harvey Stead. Dumped back in the corner, Bullis drops it off for Llewellyn, he misplays it. Nags will try and clear it up to Doughty. Doughty just helps it on its way. It's quickly returned to sender. Cross-ice pass to Llewellyn, misses him. Bebris gets there ahead of Vitali. And penalty call from behind the play. Must admit, didn't quite see on that one. Llewellyn goes down, but the Cats will go on the power play with a chance to tie the game up. 47-52. 2 minutes of tripping is called on Gianni Vitali.
Yeah, I guess the play was stopped there because Llewellyn was down and holding his mouth. I think he must have maybe caught it off the stick as he went down. But yeah, big power play now for the Wildcats. Obviously a one-goal game with kind of 12 minutes to go. So it's a big opportunity for the power play, which hasn't quite fired yet tonight. Obviously they had plenty of chances on the 5-6 minute power play earlier, but no goals. The Bees put a big kill in there and they'll need another one here.
47-52, time of the penalty. Gianni Vitali 2 for tripping. Cats on the man advantage. The Bees have been very good on the penalty kill all night so far. This could be a big momentum swing, and Antonov almost gets away with a breakaway there. This time Marcel Ballas will take it into the Cat zone. Ballas uses Nell as a screen, and the shot is saved by Nell. By Marr. Words are hard. Shot from Vanya Antonov from point-blank range. Rennie Marr breaking out into the space and gets stuck, let's face it. Malasinski on the left-hand side. Into the zone, helped on its way around to Nell. Nell probably loses it because of the cage, I'm going to say there.
That probably helps the player who's not used to it.
Back to the blue line, down low to Nell, back to the low slot. Lost the handle again. Ollie Nags able to get it away from Nell. Fired almost off Colby Tower. These one offside, it's not. Harvey Stead jumps on loose puck and fires it up ice. 1:12 left on the Vitali minor. Cats biding their time. Malasinski. Cats into the zone. Lovely little toe drag there off the skate of Baird. Priest mishandles it. Loose in front. Malasinski shot wider than net. Billing. Back to Malasinski. Dominic goodbye. That should be a penalty. Dan Rose is able to bring it away. Malasinski's outraged. So is Tom.
Well,
he's using his indoor voice at this point.
Outraged. Confused. Confused is what I would go with. Yeah, I'm not sure how that's not called a trip, but there we go.
I know Don blew a tire there, but he swung his stick around and tripped him up.
The stick was right in the skates of Malasinski. I think the Bees have got a slight break there, but they'll argue that they've had a couple go against them tonight as well. So
Joe Baird fires one from below his own goal
evens out over the course of the game.
Nell into the zone, fires a shot, blocked by the stick of Will Stead. 10 seconds left on the minor. As it bounces over because the goodbye pokes it out the zone. That's going to be another very good kill from the Bees.
Yeah, big kill there for the Bees. Cats had a couple of chances, but the Bees also had a lot of time just keeping the puck out of the zone and keeping the Cats down the far end as we get into the final 10 minutes of this period.
Yeah, 10 minutes to go. Cats from their own end. Long stretch pass finds Llewellyn. Foot race. Llewellyn on the backhand. Loses the handle. Brendan Baird does enough to keep him behind the goal. Llewellyn down to Sayers. Carried on down to Picosdi. Off the back of the net. Falls to Llewellyn. Morris for company. Two former Bison. Now three is Brendan Baird. A little push on Llewellyn, who was already falling on that one.
Yep.
Llewellyn hits Morris up high, and those two not getting on. And it looks like there's penalties coming here. It's another one on the Bees, and Liam Morris is going to go to the box. No one on the Cats bench has seen the arm up here down low. Finally it's seen, and Rennie Marr skates to the bench. Shaw loses the handle. Priest covers up. Penalty called 50-56. Liam Morris will receive 2 minutes for arm being in the air. Slashing is the call.
I think of a bit of retaliation there. There was obviously the hit by Llewellyn, which was up high on. Is this a trip?
Morris. This is the trip.
Again, I appreciate that Dongabai has fallen over there, and that's maybe the mitigation, but he's swiped the stick in. But as it works out, the Bees and the Wildcats do get another power play opportunity here for the play there by Morris.
We'll have another go. Morris is not sure why he was called. He's now finally gone to the box.
Yeah, a little bit of, I guess.
2 for slashing, 50-56.
It's the classic one of maybe the initial hit doesn't get called and the retaliation very much gets seen because the referee is looking right in the direction by that point.
Something that has been happening as long as time itself.
Yes, yeah, exactly. The retaliation is always going to be the one that gets called. The second one's always the one that gets called because the referee hears the first one and looks over.
Face off right, Priest. Turnover once more. Puck scrambled loose in front, in the back of the net.
Glenn Billing.
Glenn Billing just happens to go to the dirty area. It's not the prettiest goal, but it's all tied up. 51-01 on the power play, 5-all. And Glenn Billings, 13th for the year.
As you say, not the prettiest goal. The Wildcats power play, which has some nice puck movement at times during tonight, gets a scrappy one there. Here's the replay. You see the puck goes to the net. The Bees just can't clear, and it ends up right on the stick of Billing, who shovels it over Priest.
I think it comes off the top of his leg pad as well, and just goes in.
Yeah, just shoveled it in.
You think all of the really pretty goals we've seen so far tonight, and that one is greasy.
And they all count the same.
5-all, 9 minutes to go. The Bees fans not happy with that at all. Important that the Bees don't let their heads drop here now. Harvey Stead from behind his own net. They're only just announcing the Morris penalty. That's how fast that one was. Nags to Stead. Stretch pass tipped into the own zone by the Cats. Nell tries to set around Harvey Stead. Loose in front, and that is quickly turned around. Thomas Malasinski left all alone in the slots. Fires home for his hat-trick. And the Cats turn this one around with 2 goals in 34 seconds.
Well, you could see that play coming with Malasinski open in the slot, and it was just whether or not that Pekosdi could get the puck back through to him. You can see that all of the freedom of slough for Malasinski, and he snipes it over Priest. And it's a second hat-trick in 2 games in Slough for Malasinski.
Freedom of Slough, he practically owns the place now. 51-35 on that one. 2 goals in 34 seconds for the Cats. This game completely turned on its head, and the crowd died on that one. Malasinski from Nell and Pekosdi. The Bees, for the first time tonight since the start of the first, they've had to fight their way back into a game, and they've got 8 minutes to find a goal. Icing is called, despite the fact it hadn't gone over the line.
Well, you take it. You take it. I think the Wildcats are asking for it to go to the centre. But we'll see which way this goes. You have to say that Thomas Malasinski is probably not the player that they would have wanted to have got that open play. It's an unfortunate play for the Bees. The puck just breaks into the corner for Pekosdi. And with the man open, he's able to touch. He's just, it's a similar goal to one he scored against the Raiders last night, actually, a slap shot from about 6 feet out. And again, Priest, what can you do in that situation as a goal netminder?
Cats win the draw, back to Bebris. Round ball to go, Tower helps it on its way. Baird, over to Stead. Rose only shovels it into the Cat zone. Clue spins away from Rossbon. Long clearance. Joe Baird fired off the plexi. Tower, no look pass, almost through to Sayers. Rose dispossesses him. Rose backhanded into the far corner. Bebris with goodbye on him. Able to get it away. Goodbye. Has to get around Bebris again. Stuck between the Latvian and a linesman. Morris back playing D now as the Bees look to go for it for the last 7 minutes. I've just noticed that Bradley's up there. Said Bradley's playing forward for this bit. Morris drops back on D. So helpful by having a utility man. There's a penalty here on the Cats, and that is called. 52-57. Everyone goes silent. Cross check on the Wildcats.
About the lineup, so a big opportunity here for the Bees.
So Bebris 2 for cross-checking, 52-57, time of the penalty. Bees win the draw. Bradley, big power play opportunity. The Bees have 2 already tonight. Antonov shuffled down low, loose in front. Vitali cleared away, and the goal comes off.
I don't think the Bees will be. I don't think the Bees will necessarily be unhappy with that, how that went, because it gives them the face-off in the zone, whereas otherwise they'd have been chasing the puck down the far end of the ice. So that net coming off has probably worked them out not too bad. Oh, they are going outside the zone, so
yep.
Maybe it didn't work out quite as well as I thought it was going to for the Bees.
Face-off won by Balaz. Antonov into the zone. Fired cross ice. Vitali drops it off to Goodbye. Goodbye shot through traffic off the post and out. Back to Bradley. Antonov winds up down low. Balaz finds his way back to Bradley. Bradley has a couple of goes and it's blocked, and the Wildcats will break the other way. 2-on-2 opportunity. Drop pass coming for Llewellyn. Saved by Priest. Llewellyn gloves it down. Llewellyn's still with it. Puck loose in front for Billing. Bees can break the other way. 4-on-2. Balaz across to Antonov. Antonov round one. Antonov fires. That one's over the glass, and everyone resets with 1:05 to go on the Bebris minor.
Llewellyn had a similar short-handed goal last night against the Raiders, where he almost demolished Chris Jones while scoring it. Big save there, though, by Priest to keep this at a 1-goal game as we go into the last 5 minutes, 6 minutes.
Bees into the zone. Harvey Stead winds up, fires through traffic, takes deflection, goes down to the goal line. Antonov to Morris. Winds up, fires. That one's wide. And goal comes off again. Play is blown dead.
That was a very weird bounce in the zone. I can understand the Bees being frustrated by that, because the net came off with kind of no real danger to Mar.
Face-off will stay in the zone this time. 29 seconds on the Bebris minor. 5:31 to go in the third. You're right, Tom.
Yeah.
Face-off, 2 miles left. This is the second time we've heard YMCA tonight. I think Danny's run out of music again.
I was going to say, we've got through the playlist. We're back to...
we'll be back to Sweet Caroline again in a minute. Harvey Stead shot through traffic, tipped wide.
Everyone loves Neil Diamond.
No, we don't. Morris shoveled down low again.
Whatever happened to the Sweet Caroline counter? I like that addition last season.
I refused to acknowledge the troll that is Danny Purchard, who played it deliberately and maliciously at the back end of last year. As the Cats return to full strength with now 5 minutes left in the third. Rose tries to weave his way through traffic, does a good job of getting away from several Cats. Play breaks down the Cats clear. And icing called.
Has to be said that as we go into the final 5 minutes of the third period, this has been a really good game of hockey. Both teams have played some really good stuff, maybe some sloppy stuff as well, but there's been some really nice goals, talking points. It's been entertaining. It's been a good advert for the National League, and it still could go either way.
Yep. All bar one have been very good finishes tonight.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Sorry, Glenn. We're not letting you say that one was class.
I don't know, Aaron's was pretty scrappy as well, but there's been, you know, you have to have the scrappy ones sometimes to go with the good ones.
Absolutely.
Not every goal can be goal of the season.
Wilstead shot blocked by Chris Jones. Whitfield can't clear it. Wilstead keeps it in. Fired off of Josh Shaw and kicked out the zone. Stead loses his stick. Theme of the evening tonight, falling over and dropping your stick as a advert for National League Hockey. Antonov across to Joe Baird. Wildcats just trying to do a very good job of shutting down every single passing lane open to the Bees as quick as they can and breaking the other way. Here they come once more into the zone. Long stretch pass to Bullis off the shoulder of Priest this time. Baird finds Antonov. Cats going for a change. Fired over to Ed Bradley. He can't get around Luke Johnson. And then puck is back to Antonov. He has to circle back into the B zone, which is exactly where the Cats want them. Long stretch pass up to Goodbye, who slips by Johnson. Whitfield comes over to meet him. Tries to go back to Bradley. Helps out the zone once more. Antonov fired it over to Dom Goodbye, who had no interest in playing that puck. Tipped ahead once more. Foot race, which Malasinski will win. Tries to spin away from Bradley. He's quite happy leaving in the corner. Billing drops it back to Malasinski. Godfrey shuffled down low to Billing. Godfrey is escorted out the club, shall we say. Llewellyn back to the blue line once more. Down low, 2 Wildcats at the freedom of the goal line, really. Billing, finally met by Bradley. Malasinski loses the puck to Bradley. He can't quite clear the blue line. Godfrey finds Llewellyn. Down low to Malasinski once more. Back door, no chance. Plews not getting it quite on his stick. Llewellyn pushed off the puck by Stead, but is still able to fire it below the goal line. 2.5 minutes to go. Stead away from Nell. Pinned down low. Cats turn it over, clear it out the zone. Ollie Nash collects at centre ice, spins away from Chris Jones. Dumps it behind the goal. Wildcats is doing a marvellous job of just sucking the energy out of these last 5 minutes.
Yeah, but I still feel there's one big chance in this game for the Bees. I don't know why.
We know Britton Priest is going to be looking at the bench, and it's when the call comes. Morris to Harvey Stead, who stops cross ice to Nags. Chipped ahead. Bebris will win the foot race. And the Cats clear the zone again, and they will break. Jones round Goodbye, spins away from Will Stead. Back to blue line and Bebris towards goal. That one's blocked by Smith. Will Stead will lead the rush out. Priest makes a signal to the bench. Not going just yet. 1 goal, 80 seconds left. Will Stead in trouble. Manages to find Goodbye. No, he can't. It's blocked down and the Cats will break the other way. Here they come once more. Lovely backhand move. Colby Tower. We said it was a customary Slough goal for Tower. And there it is. 58-47. And the Cats ice the game on the smooth breakaway finish. Colby Tower, his 11th goal of the season.
Tower just snuck in behind the defence area. He's got good wheels, and they were just able. Wildcats were just able to chip the puck out. The Bees pushing obviously for that equaliser, and Tower with the speed. He likes to get the puck on the backhand side. He just lifts it over Priest. Priest almost gets slashed there by Will Stead in frustration, I think, afterwards as well. But
yeah, that could have been a bit messy.
But yeah. frustrating, I would say, for the Bees. They were in this game and for a long time, and they'll be frustrated how the last 10 minutes of this game has gone. But you know, it was just a bit of quality there from Tower to potentially put the icing on the cake.
It's the problem with making 2 errors at this level of hockey nowadays. You get punished so fast. Bees try and get in the zone again once more. It's stopped, and I said it before. The Cats have done a fantastic job of just sucking the energy out of this game, and they'll break in once again. Drop pass. Luelle fires that back to Colby Tower, who last time I checked wasn't the goalie. Luelle with a breakaway chance in front. Luelle this time it's saved by Priest. Billing and Gabayev are coming together off the play as well. Tower back to Luelle. Back to Billing. His shot kicked aside by Priest. And that'll come back to Marcel Balaz. He will start the rush himself. 20 seconds to go. Winds up, looking for his own hat-trick. And that wind-up causes the Bees to go offside. With Gianni Fatali in 19.4 on the clock.
Yeah, the Wildcats, as you say, done an excellent job the last kind of 4 or 5 minutes of this game of just really keeping the Bees out of the zone and keeping them, when they are in the zone, keeping them in the corners, keeping them to the perimeter, cutting down the passing lanes. It's been an excellent job of game management from Swindon. And the Bees, you know, it's not through a lack of trying to get the equaliser, but they just haven't been able to find that one clear-cut opportunity to get the shot away. No,
the Cats have done a fantastic job of shutting the game down and knowing and timing it well. Like we've seen it so many times before, teams trying to shut games down and doing it at the wrong time, do it too early.
Do it too early and put yourself under unnecessary pressure.
Morris finds Ross bottom, backdoor chance, Dan Rose! And what could have been as he scores at 59-55. Dan Rose gets his 5th goal of the year. And our 13th goal of the night. Sorry, Annika, these highlights are going to be really long.
Some nice puck movement here from the Bees as well. Again, we've said it a lot. There's some really good finishes. It's, again, just a nice play down low. Moves away, and Rose, he's not going to miss from there. As you say, unfortunately for the Bees, just too little too late. With just a few seconds to go, puck into the corner, and that's the end of the game.
And that is the end of the game. A case of what could have been again for the Bees. They felt aggrieved at the power play call that got the Cats all tied up on it. But then 2 breakdowns and 2 clinical finishes have given the Cats the 2 points tonight and a 4-point weekend. Final score, Bees 6, Wildcats 7.
We said early on in that first period it could be a high score, and we were right on that one.
Hooray, for once we know something!
Yeah. Even a broken clock's right twice a day.
Yeah, see, hockey nerds do know things.
Blind squirrels find nuts. And we found one there.
So they go through the handshake lines. I believe that has gone as Rose from Rossbottom and Morris for the 6th Bees goal.
I think it's a game that the Bees will take a lot of positives from. They played some really good hockey, probably for 55 minutes of that game. It's just unfortunate that, you know, they had some big penalty kills in there against a very good power play. You know, they scored some absolutely lovely goals. They had some great spells of pressure. Just unfortunately for them, they almost seemed to, you know, just lose a little bit after the Malazinski goal that made it 6-5. They couldn't quite get the momentum back. They couldn't quite get themselves back in the game. And the Wildcats did a masterful job of killing it off. And as you say, unfortunately for the Bees, the Dan Rose goal, 30 seconds too late. You know, if you score that with 35 seconds to go, you at least get one chance to set it up and pull Priest.
Again, for the Cats, it's a case of good teams can win ugly, and that's not the prettiest win they'll have this year, but it is 2 points. And in a title charge that, you know, it doesn't look like it's going to happen, but you can at least put pressure and hope that there's slip-ups.
You've got to win the games you play in this scenario and see what happens. You know, you can only win your games and then worry about what other teams do. So it's a good result for Swindon. It's another win this weekend. It's a 4-point weekend. They continue the kind of good run of results they've had over the last 3-4 weeks. But
which again is insanity when you consider just the sheer amount of games they've had to play.
Yeah, exactly.
It's 3 weeks this weekend, isn't it?
Yeah, there's some tired bodies out there for sure. But yeah, you know, it's been good.
Well, as we move on to man of the match, Swindon, I got to pick it, and it's the most obvious man of the match call all year.
I was going to say, you didn't have to think too long on this
No,
one.
it was almost a second on this one.
Yeah.
It's the newly appointed Mayor of Slough. It's Thomas Malasinski with his second hat-trick in this rink this season.
Yeah.
I always get told that this rink is horrible to play in, but he seems to love it.
Yeah, he likes it.
I've genuinely lost count of the amount of goals he scored this year, including that pre-season game.
Yeah.
The Cats go for a lap of honour to their fans and the fans. Swindon fans, if you join us in the rink or on the stream, thank you for joining us. We do wish you a pleasant week, obviously, and I hope you can be down here for the third and final time this year. Sunday the 25th of February, 5 o'clock face-off in the hangar once more. We know damn well that Tom will be here because it's the only games he likes to commentate.
Hey, I'm back here like 3 other times for non-Wildcats
You've actually
games.
got to do the game the week before as well. Thank you very much.
I think I'm doing 2 back-to-back weekends here at some point.
You've got Hull on the 18th and Swindon on the 25th.
Yeah.
Again, you picked the 2 teams that you're associated with.
Yeah, I did. I did pick the 2 teams where I have nice connection to. So.
We have the double shirt off the back tonight. Adam Rossbottom is first, and I think it's Gianni Vitali is the second one. So 2 shirts. Annika didn't win either of them. Shock. And then we'll wait for the man of the match for the Bees, which will hopefully be soon. I say that like I'm in a rush tonight. I'm not. Again, it feels like it's a loss for the Bees, but it's another performance that feels a whole lot better than what we saw in the month of December.
They'll feel like they've dropped at least a point there. They'll feel that they should have at least got something out of that game. There's plenty of positives to work on for sure. It was far from a bad result, or any loss of a bad result, but far from a bad performance. There's certainly plenty of positives. Obviously, they'll be disappointed, I think, of how it ended in the last 10 minutes of that game.
Man of the match of the Bees, you picked it, Tom, and Dominic, goodbye.
Yeah, I thought he was closer to his best than maybe the last couple of times I saw him. He certainly took control of the game. He took his short-handed goal well, but he also made some really, really nice plays in there, both offensively and defensively. Yeah, he's one of the best players in the league, and he showed it tonight. It's
one of those games where it felt like a whole team performance. You could have picked 3 or 4. They were all very much on the same level.
Yeah, very much so.
Dom getting the edge for Tom this evening. Dom obviously has to sign a hat and launch it. Dom goodbye, signed hat. Launched into the crowd, he clears the plexi, which is something we have been struggling with the last few weeks. The Bees go for their lap of honour. They are back in action on Saturday, like I say, away at the Link Centre. These teams meet for the second time in 6 nights. The Wildcats versus the Bees. The Bees, usually good for 1 win at Link Centre. Frankly, I'll take it if it's next Saturday. I'll be there in the no drumming section. And the Bees are back here next Sunday, the 14th of January, when we welcome the definitely not Romford Raiders to town at 5 o'clock here in the hangar. Tom, thank you for joining me again for the first time in 2024.
Thank you for having this. Thank you for putting up with me again.
Like I said, you're shirking your responsibilities and not here for another month again after this, which makes Nick sad.
Sorry, Nick.
Don't apologise to him. We'll be back here next Sunday, 5 o'clock, when we welcome the Raiders to town. From Tom, from producer Nick, thank you and good night.